The Millionaire Secret: Why Renting Beats Owning. After 50? Imagine this. You've got a bank account fat enough to buy a house anywhere you want. Beverly Hills, Manhattan, Miami Beach, all within reach. And yet, you willingly choose to rent. Sounds crazy, right? But here's the kicker across America. The number of millionaire households trading mortgages for leases has quietly tripled in just the last few years. Think about that for a second. People who can buy anything they want are deciding it's smarter to sign a lease than to sign a deed. For generations, we've all heard the same mantra: your home, build equity, live the American dream. It's painted as a one-way ticket to security and freedom. But what if that's only half the story? What if, especially after you hit 50, home ownership is actually a financial trapone that quietly eats away at your wealth, robs you of flexibility, and locks up cash that could be working for you? Warren Buffett, Oracle of Omaha, once said, "The worst investment you can have is cash." But he's also a master at keeping capital liquid and steering clear of money pits. And right now, that means thinking very differently about where you park your money, especially your house. In today's breakdown, we're tearing down the old myths and exploring why so many financially savvy Americans, especially those 50 and older, are ditching ownership for flexibility. We'll dig into how renting can protect your nest egg, slash your hidden costs, and unlock the lifestyle you've worked your whole life to enjoy. Let's start by smashing the biggest belief about owning a home after 50. Because the truth is, this one decision could make or break your retirement. The hidden costs why owning after 50 isn't what you think. Let's get real. Everyone tells you, just pay off your house and you'll never have to worry again. But here's a question nobody seems to answer: if homeownership is the golden ticket to financial freedom, why are America's wealthiest households trading deeds for leases in record numbers? It's because the real math of owning a home after 50 is quietly working against you. Most people only look at their mortgage balance, but the true costs are hiding in plain sight, and they're growing every year. First up, property taxes. You probably already know they go up, but did you realize they're compounding at 3 to 5% each year? That means what feels manageable now can double in less than 15 years, just as you're hoping to enjoy retirement. Insurance? That's another silent drain. Thanks to more frequent wildfires, hurricanes, and floods, homeowners' insurance premiums have jumped more than 20% in just the last 2 years. And if your home is in a desirable area, expect even more surprises. Here's the stunner. In America's major cities right now, owning costs nearly 40% more per month than renting a similar place. That's not an exaggeration, that's the equivalent of an extra luxury car payment every single month, but without any of the joy. And then there's the stuff nobody talks about until it's too late. Major repairs. Roof starts leaking? That's $25,000. Foundation shift? Maybe $40,000. The air conditioning fails in the middle of July? Add another $12,000. These aren't hypothetical, they're the reality of aging homes. And the bills hit hardest just when you thought you'd be relaxing. Here's a real-life story. Jim and Carol thought they'd found their forever home in Satlia, gorgeous $950,000 property, perfect for retirement. But in just a few years, they got hit with $28,000 for a new roof, $15,000 to shore up the foundation, and rising taxes that just wouldn't quit. The smart move? They sold, rented a luxury condo in downtown, and freed up $800,000 in equity. Now, that nest egg brings in over $40,000 a year in passive income, while someone else handles all the headaches. And the hidden costs? They just keep stacking up. HOA fees in many cities run into the hundreds every month. Ongoing maintenance can easily eat up 1–3% of your home's value annually. Even if you manage your property yourself, the time you spend is time you could be enjoying life or making money elsewhere. But this is just the beginning. The truly wealthy have learned to look beyond the surface and ask the big question: what's my money really doing for me? The wealthy's secret: unlocking flexibility and financial power. So, what's the real playbook of America's financial elite? It comes down to one word: liquidity. Wealthy people don't like seeing their money trapped in drywall and shingles. They want it working for them, compounding, growing, and always within reach. Here's a fact that surprises most folks. Nearly 2/3 of ultra-high net worth Americans in major cities are renters, not owners. They're not renting because they can't buy, they're renting because it's smarter for their money. Why? Because they value flexibility and opportunity more than having their name on a deed. Think about it. Every dollar locked into a house is a dollar that's not invested in the next big thing: a rising stock, a hot startup, a business venture, or simply a diverse portfolio earning steady returns. While the typical homeowner hopes their house goes up 3–4% per year before all those nasty expenses, savvy renters are putting their cash into investments that can grow 7–10% annually, year after year. Let's look at Michael from Denver. He's built a net worth over $15 million, But instead of buying a downtown penthouse, he rents for $8,500 a month. Why? Because he takes what he would have put into real estate and invests it. His portfolio earns enough passive income to cover his rent 3 times over leaving his wealth, both liquid and always compounding. And it gets even better. When you rent, you aren't just protecting your wealth, you're protecting your freedom. Imagine this. New opportunity in another state? Family needs you closer? Tired of winter and want a change of scenery? Renters can move in weeks, while homeowners might spend months and thousands of dollars just selling their place and paying off agents. In fact, the average home sale in the US now takes over 2 months and eats up as much as 10% of the property's value in closing costs, repairs, and agent fees. That's a massive hit the wealthy prefer to avoid altogether. But it's not just about chasing investment returns or making quick moves. There's another layer. The financially sophisticated understand risk management and long-term security. The fewer assets you have trapped in real estate, the more nimble you are when life, or the market, takes an unexpected turn. The hidden traps why homeownership can quietly drain your wealth. After 50, let's pull back the curtain on what really happens when you own a home past midlife. For years, you've been told your house is your safety net. But as the years tick by, that net can turn into a financial sinkhole, chipping away at your security when you need it most. Here's the hard truth. Houses age just like we do. And with every year, the maintenance monster grows. A roof that once felt solid, now it's a ticking time bomb, with replacement costs between $20,000 and $35,000. Old plumbing can mean another $15,000 down the drain, and electrical systems so easy to ignore can demand $20,000 or more to upgrade when they inevitably fail. These aren't optional upgrades. They're unavoidable expenses that offer zero return on your investment. And get this, the money you pour into repairs and renovations could have been doubling in a safe, diversified portfolio instead. There's more. After 50, your home starts needing aging in place, modifications, think ramps, walk-in showers, stair lifts, just to keep daily life comfortable. Those upgrades can run from $15,000 to $45,000, and that's if everything goes smoothly. And here's something nobody talks about. Insurance gets pricier as you age, too. Claims for older homeowners skyrocket, especially after 65. The more you use your policy, and the older your house, the more your premiums jump, and they don't go back down. The risks go beyond busted pipes. Medical emergencies are a fact of life as we get older, and they often require quick cash. Homeowners facing sudden health costs may have to rush into costly home equity loans or even sell their house fast at a steep discount. Renters? Their assets are liquid, ready to deploy for any curveball life throws. Then there's the market risk. Remember 2008? Home values plummeted, erasing trillions in equity, hurting older Americans the hardest. If another downturn hits, you could be stuck house rich, cash poor, unable to move or access your money when you need it most. And while you're locked into home repairs and tax bills, renters are living freeable to relocate, travel, or downsize on a whim. Every year your cash is locked in a house is another year it's not growing, not compounding, and not working for you. Tax smarts, estate simplicity how, renting protects your wealth. After 50, here's something most people never hear from their realtor. Owning a home can quietly turn into a tax trap, especially after 50. While you might be dreaming of a mortgage-free future, Uncle Sam has other plans. Annual property taxes keep ticking upward, sometimes by thousands each year. In pricier zip codes, those bills can reach $15,000 or more, direct drain on your hard-earned savings. But what if your money wasn't tied up in your walls? Renters dodge property taxes altogether. That's cash that can stay invested, compounding in tax-advantaged accounts like municipal bonds or index funds year after year. It's not just about what you make, it's about what you keep. Let's talk estate planning. Ask any financial planner. The messiest family fights happen over real estate. Appraisals, title transfers, squabbles over who gets what. These headaches can drag out for years and eat up a shocking slice of your legacy. But liquid investments? Those pass smoothly and quickly to heirs. No courts, no forced sales, no drama. Did you know? Nearly 3/4 of complicated inheritance battles involve real estate. By renting, you skip the chaos leaving your family assets that are easy to divide, transfer, and put to good use right away. There's more. When you rent, you maintain flexibility for smart tax moves. If a new job takes you cross-country, your moving expenses could be deductible. If you sell a house, you might face capital gains taxes and lose out on the perfect window to invest that money elsewhere. Plus, as life evolves, so do your needs. Medical emergencies often demand quick access to cash. Homeowners may have to scramble for a home equity loan or sell in a rush, often at a loss. Renters, their wealth is ready, waiting, and completely in their control. Bottom line, for Americans after 50, renting isn't just a lifestyle choice, it's a strategy to shield your nest egg from rising taxes, avoid estate headaches, and keep your money mobile and protected. The lifestyle upgrade: how renting lets you live bigger, bolder, and freer. After decades of working hard and building your wealth, isn't it time to finally enjoy it? That's exactly what smart renters over 50 are doing. They're living life on their terms, not their properties. Think about this. When you own a house, every little problem, broken appliance, leaky pipe, noisy neighbor becomes your problem. But luxury renters? They get to snap their fingers and have it handled. From concierge services to on-site fitness centers, rooftop pools, security, and hassle-free maintenance, today's high-end rental communities deliver all the perks of a five-star resort without the endless responsibility. Here's the wild part. Wealthy renters often enjoy a better daily lifestyle than homeowners with the same net worth. Why? Their money isn't stuck in bricks and mortar, it's working for them. Funding travel, fine dining, or dream hobbies instead of surprise repairs and rising taxes. And the freedom? It's life-changing. Want to spend spring with your grandkids in Austin and winter at the beach in Sarasota? Done. Next year, maybe try Santa Fe for its art and mountain air. Renting lets you test drive new cities, climates, and communities. No six-figure closing costs. No awkward open houses. No worrying if the market's up or down. Look at Robert and Linda. After Robert's engineering career, they ditched the suburban house for a series of luxury rentals chasing son, grandkids, and adventure, all while watching their investments grow. No one's tied down, no one's bored. Their lifestyle evolves as fast as their dreams. Even the social benefits are real. High-end rentals are packed with successful, interesting, people-creating organic networks and friendships that isolated homeowners can only envy. In fact, studies show luxury renters report 23% higher satisfaction with their living situation compared to those still anchored to a single property. Renting isn't about settling or giving up. It's about upgrading, more choices, less stress, and the kind of freedom that only comes when your money and your life are truly in motion. Turning rent into a wealth-building machine: how to make your money work smarter. Let's get practical. Renting isn't just about where you live. It's a launchpad for making your money do the heavy lifting. The key? Don't just save the cash from selling your home, put it to work with a plan. Step 1, sell smart. If you're considering this shift, watch the housing market. The best time to sell is when prices are high. Don't get stuck waiting for a perfect moment that never comes. Unlock that equity when the market's in your favor, not when you're desperate. Step 2, invest with intention. That 6 or 7 figure windfall from your home sale? It shouldn't just sit in a checking account. Allocate it across a diversified portfolio. Think index funds for long-term growth, municipal bonds for tax-free income, dividend stocks for reliable cash flow, and REITs, real estate investment trusts, if you still want real estate exposure, minus the headaches of being a landlord. Here's the math. A conservative 6% annual return on $500,000 nets you $30, $0.00 a year, often enough to cover an entire year's luxury rent and leave your principal untouched and growing. Multiply that out over retirement, and the difference compared to traditional homeownership can add up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Tax efficiency is your secret weapon. Investment income can often be managed for optimal tax treatment, while property taxes and transaction fees never let up, even if your income dips. Renting gives you annual flexibility: move to a lower cost city, downsize or upgrade, or shift your investment mix as your needs change. And don't overlook geographic arbitrage. Maybe you sell in an expensive metro area, rent somewhere more affordable, and invest the difference. You keep the lifestyle you want, but with more money growing quietly behind the scenes. The result? You're not just living comfortably, you're building wealth and buying back your freedom year after year. The mindset shift: why renting after 50 is the new badge of financial confidence. Let's address the elephant in the room. For generations, we've been programmed to think renting means you fail, owning means you made it. But here's the truth. Today's most financially confident Americans know that renting after 50 isn't about giving up. It's about leveling up. When you rent by choice and not necessity, you're showing that you understand the real rules of wealth. Flexibility beats rigidity, liquidity trumps nostalgia. True financial security comes from options, not anchors. Here's the secret that's hiding in plain sight. People who rent after building wealth aren't afraid of missing out. They're bold enough to let their money work in smarter ways. They see that tying up hundreds of thousands, or even millions, in a house means those dollars aren't earning, compounding, or ready to move when opportunity calls. It's a psychological pivot, choosing logic over tradition, numbers over old wives' tales. While others cling to the belief that home is always the best investment, savvy renters run the numbers and choose the path that serves them, not their realtor. This mindset brings a new kind of freedom. No more worrying about market cycles, maintenance, surprises, or being stuck in one spot. You can move for family, chase adventure, or simply downsize with zero drama. When life changes, you can change with Iden your timeline, not the bank's. Even icons like Warren Buffett understand the power of this mindset. Did you know Berkshire Hathaway rents its own headquarters? Sometimes, the best investment is the one you don't make. Statistically, Americans who achieve financial independence are 40% more likely to rent than those still grinding to build wealth. Why? Because they've cracked the code, life and money should be about freedom, not just ownership. And when it comes time to leave a legacy, would you rather pass on a house that could spark fights and paperwork, or a portfolio that's liquid, simple to divide, and instantly empowering for the next generation? Bottom line, renting after 50 isn't just a financial move, it's a declaration of independency, a signal that you've graduated from doing what everyone else does to playing the wealth game at a higher level. Time to choose freedom, let your wealth serve your life, not the other way around. So, here's the question only you can answer. Are you ready to let your money finally work for you? Because after decades of building, saving, and sacrificing, you deserve more than just four walls, and a roof. You deserve a life built on your terms. Imagine waking up tomorrow and knowing your nest egg isn't trapped in a single address, but fueling your dreams, whether that's travel, new experiences, quality time with family, or even taking a shot at something you've always wanted to do. Imagine no longer worrying about surprise repairs, climbing tax bills, or the next market downturn. This is what the wealthy understand. True freedom isn't about having your name on a deed. It's about having choice, about knowing you can move, invest, and adapt whenever life offers something new. And here's the kicker. The path is open to anyone brave enough to question the old rules. Strategic renting isn't a step back. It's a bold leap forward, a move that turns years of hard work into real, tangible freedom. So, what's next? Maybe it's time to rethink the American dream. Maybe it's time to stop serving your house and start letting your wealth serve you. Your money's greatest mission isn't to hold you down, it's to set you free. The only question is, what will you do with that freedom? If this episode got you thinking differently about wealth and freedom after 50, hit that like button and subscribe for more bold financial strategies. Got a question or your own story about renting versus owning? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your experience. Remember, your money should set you free, not hold you back. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.